say we're starting out strong. Welcome to RPG Reanimators, an actual play. It's alive. It's completely the wrong order. It doesn't matter. Of Morbo's Catastrophic Sanctuary. We're all a little punch drunk, punch happy. This is the perfect attitude for this game. This is this is gonna be wild. I'm pretty sure. So, for those that don't know, Morbo's Catastrophic Sanctuary is not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Legally, it's very distinct, but some of the rules may seem similar as we go through them. Beth knows JoJo pretty well. The other two are brand new, so please be patient with them and me as I try to explain what the hell is going on. So, everybody should have the character sheets. If you need a link to it, I can resend it. Don't be sending the cherry.
Ooh.
This is a bad intro. Oh my goodness.
Nathan,
Yeah,
you're doing great. You're doing great. Keep going. The
everybody.
year is 2147 in Neo Cairo.
Risen
Risen
Cairo,
Cairo.
and it's 2149 technically. So yes, this is a futuristic game set after the climate era, where the heavy starry chain, a geosynchronous satellite sort of formation, solved our climate problems, and now everything's kind of settling down. Risen Cairo is the setting. This multi-tiered metropolis where we will live. Uh, in terms of things that are going on, uh, we'll start with the easy things. Vampires have shown up. So that's pretty cool. They showed up. Lithica, which are stone people, have shown up out of the earth. The vampires didn't even know about them, so they're popping up and showing what they're all about. Robots are coming to fruition and getting to the level where people are like, yeah, robots are people for the most part. They can argue for their sentence, and also when people have a big enough, traumatic enough experience, they can gain an extra sort of powerful being called a behinder that gives them bizarre powers. And all three of the players tonight will be behinder users. So we're gonna kind of get into that, and it's gonna be weird. But the first thing we need to do is actually make characters. So if you've got your character creation, this follows that Morkborg kind of sensibility. You'll see on that first one, you're going to have your 5 attributes of agility, insight, presence, strength, and toughness. You don't need to roll dice for this game. You're just gonna assign them out as you go. You don't have to do that now because I kind of want to get into character concepts. So for that, we'll be doing the kind of once we get to the origin, probably we'll kind of do that first and then go backwards. Um, and once you set all your attributes, that kind of sets your carrying capacity, hit points, all that jazz is set off of that. But this is important distinction for this game versus a Cathorkborg or a Morkborg. You're all going to start with 7 max omens. For those that have played before, you trade in omens to do all kinds of cool things. In this game, which is different for the others, you're going to be spending those max omens to get character points, basically. So you can kind of drop those down. You'll often be spending those to power abilities as well, set up ploys, which we'll discuss later. And also different in this game, NPCs have them too. So when you run across another behinder user, they're really almost another player character that you'll end up dealing with. So they're a little like a single person is a meatier threat than a lot of these other games. All right. That's enough of that, me talking about that. Let's talk about the origins. So if you look on the bottom uh, section there's an origins tab that is going to give you 8 different options of what you can play as in this game. you could be an animal, and that you get to tell me what kind of animal you are. And the in JoJo, for reference, there's a dog that has a behinder. He sucks kinda, but is also kind of the best. So, you know,
Also an orangutan
an orang. Oh my god, that
and a
freaking orang.
baby.
Do they
Yeah, and the
fight?
baby. Yeah, of course they do.
Of
Yeah.
Well,
course.
yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
The
Just curious.
orangutan is, yeah, I completely forgot about him. What a wild character. So yeah, you could be a pet, a stray, something like that. You could even be an elephant if you wanted. Go for it. That's that kind of game. Another thing you could be is a cryptid. So if you wanted to be the Mothman, all right, go for it. That's anything like that. You'll get to choose from abilities. You could be an emancipated behinder. So some behinders can outlive their host because usually they're attached to a person. And if you get untethered, maybe you're a behinder that has another behinder. I assume it gets very weird at that point. You could be a human. There's probably more humans than anything else in the world. It's likely that that would be what you are if you were just starting out randomly. Lithica are the stone people. They're a little bit slower emotionally and maybe a little chiller. But other than that, they're just like people that are immortal and have stone skin. Robots are robots. Vampires are vampires. I'm going to read this directly because I think it's my favorite vampire description ever. An immortal predator, a timeless loser. Your way of thinking does not match the world the humans have designed, but nevertheless, you persist. Yeah, exactly. And the last thing is a weird hybrid. That's combine the other two. You could be an animal vampire, a human robot. If
Vampire
you want,
bat.
you could absolutely. Chance gets it. He's on board.
I am.
So, what kind of character, what kind of origin are y'all thinking about doing?
I personally was looking at the robots.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, I was definitely looking at the robots, and I think they have like some examples within the. Let me see, where's that?
Domo Arigato.
Origin.
Origin, yes. So that will give you some options for different specialties you'll have. You could be like a hulking robot. You could have jets. Uh, there's all sorts of options here.
I really liked the idea of the
Mhm.
centipedal body plan.
All
Um,
right.
Amazing.
so the horror that crawls.
All right. So we'll get into exactly all the things you can grab from there, but yeah, some robot centipede. Love it. Uh, Beth, what about you?
I mean, I was thinking just I was going to say purist, but I feel like purist would be going with human.
Yeah.
But I think vampires is what I'm attracted to.
Very
Um, classic JoJo.
Can't get away from those guys.
Of
Did you do
course,
the
I
whole
have to be the
stone math
villain.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to kill my father, my adoptive father.
Kill. This is a one shot, I will note. We'll probably do it in two recordings, but uh, for those that are watching, probably aren't going to get to the killing of the adoptive father. But hey, maybe. All right. Colin, what about you?
Oh man. I am so like my brain is just gone. I was thinking about just being either regular old human
Hmm.
and making it weird, or a weird hybrid of human and animal. Like I want to be a buff guy that maybe has
Yeah.
the head of just the head of another
Oh,
animal.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
A shark?
Yeah, shark would be cool. I
What's
would,
that
but that's
cartoon? The cartoon with the shark
Street
people?
Sharks. Yeah.
Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Like
I was
those
thinking maybe I
McDonald's
had
cars.
like a white tiger's head or
Oh,
something like that.
absolutely.
Or
Like,
I don't know.
sure.
Battle Cats.
Battle
Hell
Cats,
yeah.
yeah. Thundercats.
Thundercat.
Thundercats.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Do you want to be a white tiger-headed human? Because that sounds dope.
That
Does.
sounds dope as hell. I'm also thinking about bringing up a random animal generator and just seeing what.
I'm just gonna put you down as animal-headed person.
Mhm.
I like it. All right. So I'm gonna use then. Chance will use your character as an example. If we look at the cryptid tab now for your origin, you'll see that you get to suffer max omens for getting various specialties. The specialties are basically just abilities you'll have. You already, I said cryptid, and I
Yeah.
definitely meant robot. Uh, you said horror that crawls, so that's going to give you a bonus to grappling, so it's easier for you. You can climb on walls, and you have a D8 damage bite that bypasses 2 armor. So that's pretty horrific. You can select that, and I would just copy it to the front page. There's like a section on the sheet in green for it, kind of that
Good.
light green. Additionally, you get the robotic drawbacks. So that's the downside to being a robot. You're either going to suffer -1 max omens, or you can't communicate with non-robots. So you'd be like R2D2, I guess.
I think I'm good on that one. I think I will suffer the -1 max omen.
All right. And then the other is non-person. Either suffer -1 max omens, or you're not legally a person, and the city will hunt you if you do not appear to be at an appointed task.
I think that I am not legally a person. Yeah, I want
Hell,
to keep my omens.
I
And
like it.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I like it. All right. And additionally, you're going to get the following bonuses: your factory tough +6 max hit points. You've got hot swap, where you can just put something into your body and then take it out again. So I guess you could attach like a rocket launcher to your body if you wanted to for
Yeah,
some reason.
like a 50 caliber, like back of the Jeep machine gun,
Absolutely. I
anything.
am going to make you pay for that. But yeah, this will be the shortest whatever. The enemy behind you is going to show up and just get
Wow.
mowed down. All right. You're also going to get some free cybernetics without the omens cost. If you have the book, we can get you the cybernetics list. If you don't,
Got it.
yeah. So you can make some selections there, and the irrelevance of air. You don't have to eat, drink, or breathe. So you've also got that going for you.
Sweet.
All right. We will jump from there to the vampire. All right. What do you have? You're getting all of the drawbacks.
I am.
All of them.
All
So
of them.
cosmic allergy, not good at sunlight. How do you say that? Numerismerism?
Numerismerism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Numerismerism.
Yeah, that sounds
If
right.
someone scatters beans or rice across my path, I must test a insight 7, or my only goal becomes to stop and count it all. I can't pursue any other goal until this task is complete. I'm hoping people don't have any spare rice or beans.
Welcome to the bean factory.
No. Well, that's where
like,
bats comes in.
it's either the vampire's worst nightmare or greatest dream. I can't tell. Because maybe they love counting beans. All right.
It's just an ADHD vampire.
All right. You can't go into buildings unless invited, it looks like. Yep.
Unless they're public buildings or shops.
That's fair. Yes.
The bean factory I could go into. It's a public building.
That's true. I like that. You are warded by faith, so holy ground's a no-no unless you test and get away with it. Running waters, not great for you. Bridges are fine, as are the city plates. But if you were to go out into Egypt proper, you're not going to be hopping over the Nile. It's not happening. Oh, but you could go on boats. That's a good point. Why are boats technically fine? How's that work? I don't know.
Huh.
And then of course you drink blood, but blood is actually pretty common here. They just sell it at convenience stores because there are vampires around and everybody's just kind of chill with it. You have the abilities of a vampire. You're back from the dead. So if you would die again, which is called breaking in this, you auto succeed and can pop back up. You don't have to breathe. You've got fangs. You get more hit points and you suffer less bleed. Good grief, you guys are all tanks so far. Uh, you can turn people into vampires, but I'm not reading that whole paragraph. It takes a lot of effort to make somebody a vampire.
Is it going to come up in this one shot?
I don't know. Guys, we need to pause for a second. I need to find 4 other vampires and then turn Colin's weird tiger-headed guy into a vampire.
Oh, a three hybrid. a tribrid.
And also, the last thing that you get for free, it is a modern legal environment. If somebody is just warding with crosses or garlic or rice, it is considered harassment if they're just doing it to be a dick. So they can't just do that to you willy-nilly without, legal repercussions. You can be a suing vampire.
I can tell the cops.
All right. I'm sorry, he just ate a big Italian sub. It's not. It's nothing about you. And lastly, what is your origin specialty? What did you choose from the list?
I think I'm very tempted by bats. It just feels right.
Mm-hmm.
So the soul is a candle, the body is its shadow. You can turn into a cloud of bats to escape social obligations. Transforming takes an action. While transformed, I can fly, echolocate, and I take half damage from non-area sources. I take double damage from area affecting sources, and I have -1 DR to avoiding attacks. Extra bite stuff. I require all of my surviving bats in one place to transform back. So if somebody steals one of my bats, that's not great.
But you can also just let bats die by taking damage and keep going. Okay. All right. Great. All right. So a very classic vampire. I like it.
Yeah.
Then we'll go to Colin. Colin, what'd you land on? What's your animal?
Definitely going to be that white tiger. Although I was tempted because moose came up in my random animal generator, and that would be pretty fucking dope. But nah, I'm going to a buff dude with the head of a white tiger.
Okay.
And in the fur, how they have that black striping. It makes a pentagram on his forehead.
Sweet.
All right.
As hell. Yeah.
Are you using the weird hybrid? Are you a cryptid, or are you just a person that happens to have a tiger head?
I don't know, Nathan. I think I might be I think I'm going weird hybrid.
All right.
But let me look at cryptid real quick.
Yeah. So cryptids, the text of that while you're looking at it, little mysteries hailing from places unknown. It is tempting to dismiss the more outlandish ones as superstition, but behinders are already established science. It's not in quotes, but is the Mothman then not entitled to his place in the city? And really, cryptids are pretty straightforward. They're, you're going to choose kind of how weird you are in your movement. get some some benefits towards ploys and stuff that we can talk, and then yeah, you kind of had the same as the robot where you'd have to spend an omen to be able to communicate in normal ways.
I kind of I think I just want to go weird hybrid because I'm
All right.
imagining that my character isn't like weird or different. Like, you know how
Hmm.
in Star Wars Chewbacca like just makes weird roaring, but people understand what he's
Yeah.
saying. It's like that sort of a situation where it's just like I just happen to have the head of a tiger. That's it. Otherwise, perfectly regular, like normal.
All right. All right. Let's look at the weird hybrid then. You chose the
Mhm.
most complex one. Uh, First of all, you get a form unknown to God, and that's
Yeah,
going to make you suffer -3 max omens.
you got it.
But you're going to choose 2 non-weird hybrid origins.
Mhm.
And what is it? If they have drawbacks, you can suffer -1 max omens per drawback to remove them.
So I'll immediately lower my max omens. I'm going to choose human and animal as my
I love it.
things.
I love it.
Humans, super easy. I'll lose 1 hit point, 1 max hit point. But then do I gain all
Yeah,
the origin? So I gain
yeah,
back a max omen.
yeah. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Okay, great. So I will go ahead and do that. Would you say for my
Mhm.
animal size, horse equivalent or dog equivalent? Like, I'm not sure where, because
Oh,
I'm still
where
just
does
a
it?
person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I could buy tiger equivalent if that's kind of where you were looking for it, or if you were looking for dog. Like it's just the scale at this point, right? Like how big?
Yeah, just a regular old tiger head instead of my head. It's
Probably horse then, right?
who was that
They're pretty
guy
big.
from oh god. Who's that guy from Tekken with the jaguar head?
I don't remember his name.
Like king,
King, yeah. It's
king.
like that. Like it's just a regular old human size head, but it just happens to be a white tiger.
So this is like B stars.
Maybe a little bigger. Sure. I don't know what that is, but yes. You millennials. I don't know your
It's
slang.
an anime.
Oh wait, the guy wants to have sex with that rabbit girl. Is
Yeah,
that the
yeah, yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's that. I'm that.
Legoshi.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
there's
that. Yeah.
there's
So,
also the did you ever watch Danger 5?
Yes,
Gonna post the
that's what I
Oh,
put in the
there it is.
chat.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
posted it.
Mackenzie. It's
Okay, yeah.
that. Yeah.
I have a perfect mental image. Yeah, do a horse.
Perfect.
Yeah, horse
Okay,
equivalent.
great. All right.
Wilbur. All right. And then are you taking any additional specialties from the animals, such as your aquatic, hardy? It'd be a little weird to do aquatic, I feel like, but maybe
How
not.
about wings? I could fly to. No. I might do Hardy and gain max hit points.
Nice.
Because I'm a buff, shredded, jacked dude, like bodybuilder body. Right.
All right. I'm getting a mental image. So what's a vampire wise, Beth? Just
Mm-hmm.
since I have this mental image of Chance's centipede bot, and now this
Yeah.
absolutely ripped white tiger headed person. What kind of vampire are we dealing with?
Also extremely ripped because that's you have to.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
have
Classic.
to.
Hmm.
You have to.
You have to. I think we got to go with yeah, I think we got to go with dude. Um
Hmm. Hmm.
Blonde, I think, like really sort of slick back,
Yep.
huge, a star on his back.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Um and his behinder punches very well, really
Okay, well,
fast,
yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
really
Okay.
strong.
Okay. Yep. I'm I think I've seen this before. It was in those Vampire Diaries. I
It's called The Earth.
Okay, well, we'll get to behind her in a second, because I want to make sure I didn't miss any weird
I,
hybrid stuff.
I
But
also
yes,
wanted to mention I'm going to take another specialty. I'm going to lose a max omen to take hemiokinesis to control blood.
Sick.
I don't know
That
how I'm going to balance any of what you guys are about to do.
Balance is for 5th edition, Nathan. We just
That's
got to lean
true.
into whatever this is.
This is either
you
going to be
also get stands. I
that's
mean,
true.
binders.
Yeah, that's true. This is either going to be super fast or drawn out as hell. I have no idea. This is great. All right. So we have our base characters. We have our mental images of them. The next thing we're going to get to is the behinder, because as weird as these characters are, you also have a genie, basically. So let me explain real quick. Not exactly what a behinder is, because that's a little bit more nebulous, but what are the rules for a behinder? So these are under facts. The first thing is you had something bad happen to you, and then this awoke this power within you. You, before this, you could not see behinders. Now you can. And the only people that can see yours are people with behinders of their own. But you can't always see them. It's only when you choose to manifest them and basically summon them out. Once they're out and they manifest, then everybody that can see them can see them. Um, but typically, you're only getting like a range of 15 feet, right? So you might pop him out and it's right next to you. This, I don't know, like a football player guy, and he's going to tackle people. That's your behinder. They're independent, kind of. They don't speak, they're not self aware, and they don't go very far from you. So, uh, if you want to beat the shit out of somebody, you have to go up to them to do it, even with your behinder. And they'll just do whatever you want them to do, right? They're kind of extensions of you. Everybody with me so far? Some guy pops up. He's like this football player. He's like, I'm gonna go tackle that guy, and you're like, sweet, let's go. I'm gonna run up to him. The next thing you need to know is that if somebody hurts your behinder, it hurts you in the exact same way. So if somebody, the other behinder, shoots yours, you've got a bullet hole now too. It's not great. You're gonna find other behinder users, not just because that's the game. It's just a weird thing of the universe where they always seem to just find each other. Also, behinders are almost always copyright infringing. So when you come up with a name for your behinder, it's probably going to be the name of a song, a singer, or some other thing that you, if you were to say publish this, you would have to change the name to be legally distinct so you don't get sued into oblivion. And beyond that, the politics of behinders, I might have said beyonders, behinders is people are kind of mixed on whether it's good or not. A lot of people might not even believe they exist, but some people are like, you probably shouldn't run for office if you have this. It's weird. And other people are like, no, they're anointed by God. They should all be, the kings. You can take your pick. And the last thing is everything I just said doesn't have to happen because behinders break rules. That's like their thing, where you go, oh, that football player, he can't talk. Well, hello, governor. I guess this one does, guys. This he's a chatty fella. Uh, Maybe yours can fly far away from you. They all break rules in some weird way. So I'm gonna point at Beth for this one because Beth is the most expertise at the JoJo verse. Um, what are you thinking for your behinder?
Um, Genuinely, I was thinking very classic. So
Mhm.
the I don't think I want necessarily the world, because I think at some point the world gets like time stop powers, and I think that's kind of
Yeah.
maybe a little
The
bonkers.
world. Yeah.
He just kind of stops time on a whim.
Yeah. Well,
Um, which I don't know, maybe that's fun. Um, I do think part of the powers could be longer range, because I know it's supposed to be you have to
Mhm,
get
mhm.
close up, but a power could be a longer range, because I know a lot of
Yep.
them are. Um, so I think a longer range and just like a lot like more attacks per,
All right.
I think.
All right. And
Um,
what's it look like? Does it kind of look like that golden person, or is it something different?
I think it's like the theme is like gold and black.
Mhm.
And I think it's like sort of not quite like a Batman mask, but definitely like because they turn into a bat, and I feel like that's more thematic. Um, but like gold and black, like the covering the eyes sort of mask,
Yeah, yeah,
with like the ears and probably not full wings that come out, but like it looks like a cape. The
yep.
wings are like bat wings that look like they're a cape. Also extremely buff.
Mhm.
Can't stress that
I
enough.
I kind of assumed, if I'm being honest.
I think the other thing I would like to request is with the punches, could they also sort of emulate like the bite mechanic? So like they would
Mm.
inflict like a bleed.
All right, I like that. So the way that the specialties work in this, Beth, you did perfect. You chose two. Everybody starts with two. They're persistent effects, and they're always just GM will work it out. So the extra attacks, that one is good because for some reason they put it into the into the rules.
Okay.
Uh, so an example of that is I can punch a
Hmm.
lot of times in quick succession. Spend an omen 1 to 1 for extra actions during your turn, uh, and during successful ploys, as long as that action is punching. And I think that makes sense. And let's just have it be a punch with bleed. Kind of makes sense. I don't know if he's
Sure.
got like little bat puppets or something where he's getting them,
I
but
think they're like he's got like knuckle, like what are they called?
oh yeah, like brass
Um
knuckles, but with
like brass
spikes.
knuckles, but they're
Yeah,
like spikes. Yeah. They look
Sick.
like little teeth that come out of the knuckles.
I like it. So this absolutely ripped blonde vampire to the
Hmm.
rest of you can just suddenly have a superhero appear behind him in gold and black and spiked knuckle dusters to punch the ever loving shit out of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
I'm
exactly.
still considering a name. Come back to me.
Okay. And longer range, I think that just makes sense as you're going to be able to send him out further. Like I
Yeah.
think that's fairly straightforward.
Okay, great.
All right. Chance. How you
All
feeling
right.
about what are you thinking?
So I think that I've got just a Death Star. It's called the Death Star, um,
Hell yeah.
and it's just like a big moon thing, and it's huge. That's no moon, and
Yeah, yeah. All right.
um,
Huge moon
Does
thing.
it also have the weakness of the Death Star?
yes, it does,
Okay, great.
but not as huge. It's not like to scale,
Yeah.
or it is to scale, but it's not like as big as the
Yeah,
real Death
right,
Star.
right, right.
So
It's like
somebody like shoots a gun down the porthole.
you have to find the porthole.
Great.
Yeah, it's a little
Perfect.
bit like itty bitty, like
Perfect
it's in a
aim.
Yeah,
dude's
it's
tank.
little.
If somebody
It's
has
like a
gun
spitball gun.
powers, if somebody has gun powers, for example, if the gun is behind her and each of the bullets is sentient,
Well,
Technically,
that's
yes, it could
just Roger
probably.
Rabbit.
but
However,
that is a power in Golden
but
Wind.
The other
True.
power, the other specialty.
Okay.
Wait, that's not even a specialty. That was a weakness. So its
Yeah.
specialties are
Yeah.
it's gonna have a big fuck you laser. Um, that it's short range though. This one has you have to get up close with it. And the other
Hell yeah.
specialty is a force field, like a projection
Ooh.
that can like envelop obviously the Death Star itself, and then however many. I don't know what makes sense. Can it just do me? Can it like help my
Oh,
friends? I don't know.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm just looking to see an example. Uh, just extra armor. So you could do extra armor.
Cool.
Um, do you want to? Are you envisioning this like being a thing that turns on and you've all kind of got it for a while, or is it like a defense tactic for a short amount of time?
I was kind of thinking it was a defense tactic for a short amount of time.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
in my head, I don't know if it's like too much. I was thinking like straight up invulnerability for just like a turn, like a round or whatever, like a
That's
single.
perfect limitation. Yep. I like it a lot.
I see the enemies charging up his superpower attack that takes 3 episodes. That's not like that in this anime, is it? Um, do they
Uh,
charge up? Well,
trying
they
to think
might.
if there are definite episodes where you're like, I think we know how this is gonna end, but it still takes the full episode to get there. So kinda.
I'm also considering this one time the stand was a house and one where it was an airplane. So it's not unprecedented that it would be an entire building.
Yeah.
Can I just figured like the size of maybe like a small house, not
Sure.
not the size of the Death Star, but like a small house. Yeah, makes sense. I think so. And that way, the
It
force
doesn't
field it
have to make
projects
sense.
Hmm.
is big enough.
Sure.
I like
Like
that a lot.
we're in its sphere.
So let's there is a section for um downsides to these things. And I actually think you should get what the bonus is for that because it is so comically large that it is also a target for things, right? Like damage to it comes towards you. So let me find that. I think that's under clarifying questions, rebalancing. Hey, drawbacks, page 34. So a lot of things can limit. They're there. Bad count. You basically, I think, get a extra omen. What is it? That seems right.
If it
Create.
limits the use of a specialty, it can be
Yeah.
used as an alternative to paying the max omen cost for upgrades.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, I'd say that that is a definite drawback, and you can just get a free omen back for that.
Cool. We'll take it.
And if we look at, I was just looking at weapons to try and see if they straight up have a laser, um, just to give you an idea of the damage that you can do with this thing. Ranged attacks, Ebola. It's like that. Submachine gun, rocket launcher. A rocket launcher is probably about right. Is this like a single laser, or is it going to make things explode?
Um, hmm. I wasn't imagining explosions, honestly. I was thinking more
Okay.
like a single like laser that just destroys.
Yeah, I like that. Let's use the hunting rifle then. Is a D8 plus 3 damage on that.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll just kind of keep that. How's the D6 in terms of shots before it needs a second to reload?
I'm fine with that. Sounds sounds fine. I mean, 6 shots should hopefully either hit enough times to kill something or you know, have me dead before then.
I like that the bigger you make this too, the bigger its weakness is becoming. It went from like a toothpick up to like a mouse or something could get in there. That's still way too big, but whatever.
Bigger than a bullet. I mean,
Awesome.
whatever.
All right. That's dope as hell. I like it a lot. Let's talk about the white tiger, animal-headed man.
Rush. Sorry, I
Gosh,
should not be eating candy.
that's why we're professionals.
Good. Rush Barchetta is my name. Thank you very much. My behinder is a gigantic blue owl named Bytor. And he's got, and I posted a picture here. He's got giant buff arms that come out of his like chest, right? Yeah, exactly. So he's a giant 7 foot tall blue owl with huge muscular rippling arms. So that's great. Make it weirder if you want. You can add some stuff. I like that though, Beth. Yeah, he's got tiger eyes instead of owl eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
But the song is "Eye of the Tiger," right? I
right,
feel
it's
like
the
that's
thrill
appropriate.
of the fight. Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Stand names
100%.
are often song names. Is usually how it goes.
Well,
so
that's
like
why
there's a
he's
purple haze. There's like
that's why he's Bytor after the Rush song Bytor and the Snow Dogs.
I'm a Rush fan. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, straight up.
Deep cut over here.
Deep cut, not really. Anyway, giant blue owl named Bytor. For his specialties, this is where it's super weird. I don't know. A Farewell to Kings, another Rush song. How about he gets like an increase in damage against authority figures? Or
sure, absolutely.
Great, love that. And then let's do After Image. So maybe it can do that thing where he like choo like can like shoot across a room and you can only see where he was, not where he is.
Ooh. All right. Let's say, let's give you like maybe a roll when he does that, like takes the time to do that, makes it really tough to hit. So like a 1/6 chance of hitting or something. Does that sound about right?
Great.
Let's see. What's a good amount of extra damage to do to somebody?
Like 30, 40?
30. We're not using that high a dice.
Hey, the answer's always no until you ask. So.
D8. Let's do a D8.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I keep saying a D6 and there are other dice out there. Okay.
But only to authority figures.
Yes, correct. So if you're beating up a little urchin that's trying to steal your wallet, Bytor will not do extra.
Anybody that's in a hierarchy, like that's above me. So like a governor, a mayor, or whatever. But if I ever somehow become a mayor, it doesn't apply to people below me.
That's very fun.
Are all civil servants counted as like what? No, it has to be like an elected official.
This is the perfect stand power because it's so loosey-goosey. It could be anything. It's perfect. You've chosen exactly correct.
Thank you. I like to think, Chance, that we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
That's exactly it. At the end of the episode, it's going to become clear. You're going to be like, and because my stand, it gets extra damage against authority figures, this person who has told me what to do now gets extra damage.
Exactly. Bingo.
That owl just
I hate being told
shit.
what to do. Yeah.
That's exactly it. Because they've made themselves an authority figure to you. So that's exactly the end of episode thing that we'd expect.
Bingo.
Yep. Correct. I love it. All right. Let's get some names for our vampire and robot. What are people feeling?
Okay. So my stand name is Bleed for Me.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like
which
it.
is not a Dead Kennedy song, which is like even more appropriate.
These are very good stand names.
And I think his name has to be, hold on. What's his name?
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Owen?
it's so important.
Odie? Odie.
Pick a band that
Uh,
we all like.
Oh, they
well,
might
it
be
has to be
giant.
like a one-word name.
Lemmy.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not
That
feeling the
definitely.
enthusiasm for
Yeah,
Lemmy.
yeah. Don't choose
No,
that,
no,
Beth.
it
You
fits.
didn't.
It's great. It's perfect,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
because like Dio is who I'm riffing off of. So like Lemmy is like kind of perfect.
Oh, you could do some Dio deep cuts. You could do Elf, his first band that he was in. They called Dio the Elf because he was so short. So, Elf. I don't know. Rainbow. Remember when he was in Rainbow? Anybody? Dio
Yeah.
fucking loved
I
Dio.
had
God damn it.
no idea the level of knowledge we would get into with Colin here today.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
very happy with this.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna go with Lemmy. I like
I like
Lemmy.
Lemmy.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
The
Yeah.
Ace of Spades. You could give a 15-year-old journalist his first taste of alcohol and get him shit-faced drunk while he's interviewing you. So,
That's my traumatic
Also
thing that
weird.
happened in my past. That's how I got my behind her.
you were the 15-year-old journalist.
Yeah. 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, that timeline wise, that's pretty like
That's what I'm saying.
49. Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness. All right. And what is our Rubit's name?
So I have generated a few, and I was thinking possibly. Let's see. I liked this one, and then I'm going to paste it here so I can. The sensitive termination golem. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
It's kind of
Sensitive.
strange.
Sensitive what, Golem?
Termination,
Termination.
or there's the compact war domination entity. They're a little wordy.
That
Let's
is.
see. Maybe.
Is it an acronym? Am I supposed to be?
Well, it looks like it should be, but it really isn't.
Why don't you pick something like GWAR and then we'll make the acronyms off of that, you know?
Okay. Yeah,
This
that's
War
a
is
good
a band,
idea.
right?
GWAR is a band, yeah.
Guar,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm cool with it.
General War something robot.
Annihilation.
Annihilation robot. Yeah.
Generalized warfare annihilation robot.
Yeah. I like it. That's what I'm going with.
That's pretty good. I like it. I like it. All right. So we've got Rush, Lemmy, and Guar. Rush Barchetta. Very good.
So perfect.
All right. I did it. Character
We should
creation
assign
takes a little
our
second. Yeah.
we should assign our abilities
Yes,
though.
assign your abilities now. And then we'll go into the next step.
I have mine ready to go. Do you want me to just read them off?
Yeah, just kind of let's do the high points and low points of it all.
Yeah. Agility was -1. Since I'm an animal man, I get to add 2 to an ability.
Nice.
So that jacks that up to 1. 0 for insight, 1 for presence, 3 strength, and 2 toughness. Total of 10 hit points. Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna need to up my game with some of these.
You'll never defeat Rush Barchetta with your weak monsters, Nathan.
That is a note for this. Just like the show. It's usually not like a lot of monsters. It's just like one guy that shows up and makes everybody's life hell for an episode. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We're just gonna
We'll get
keep
it.
getting higher and higher as I doubt his survivability from the Death Star. Oh,
The
okay.
best thing about being a DM is you can just make those hit points up on the
Yeah.
fly. I did 30 hit point damage. Your thing. Well, luckily he has 60.
I meant 30. I meant 33. 63 is what I meant as well. Awesome. All right. Yeah, get your hit points in there. You are not bleeding, combusting, or prone, so you don't need to worry about that.
Yet.
Make sure you put down a kismet. For that, a kismet is basically an omen, but you can't set up ploys, which will that's the final step of describing what exactly is going on here. Um, that we'll get to. Beth, how about Limmy? How's Limmy set up?
Um, I put 3 in presence.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm going to do 1 in insight, 2 in strength, bad at agility, because I feel like he's going to be a bunch of bats.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
You don't need
That's
agility
weird.
when you can turn into a bunch of bats.
It really is true.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. And then, yeah, 0 toughness. I'm just, if he dies, he'll come back.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That checks out. All right, and then Guar.
So Guar has, let's see, I put 3 in strength because he's good at grappling and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
He's centipede robot. I have
Yeah.
-1 in presence because I'm a centipede robot.
Hmm.
Um, 2 in toughness, 1 in agility, 0 insight, and 13 HP.
Jeez
I
Holy
Louise.
think that
shit,
is.
Storm.
Well, how did I get that? I got a 5 plus toughness.
Your robot gets a lot,
I
I
think it's
think.
+6. Yeah,
Yeah, plus
7 plus
six.
6.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Equipment wise, I'm not gonna worry too much. If you want to just pick some stuff since it's a one shot, we'll do that right after the thing I forgot, which is your economic background. If you look kind of in the middle of the purple blue section, you'll have a list of different levels of economic backgrounds you can be from. Shockingly, it costs max omens to increase it. One step up is a max omen. So at the moment, everybody starts as displaced. You get 20 bucks, no income, and at least you're so low into Risen Cairo that the levels above you keep the rain off. That's like what you get. It can go all the way to luxurious, but that's pretty much going to be all your omens if you want that.
I've already spent a bunch of my max omens. I'm down to 4. So I'm gonna stay as displaced, I think. I have
Okay.
a character concept and I think that fits well.
So it's interesting. I can spend, so part of my vampire origin
Hmm.
is that I can get $250 by spending an omen.
Whoa.
Yep. Yep.
I can just have $250.
So
It
that's the
says
going rate, huh?
Well,
you
that
made
is
some good investments, increase your economic background by 1 step. So it's the same thing as spending an omen to increase your economic background, but I also get $250
yep.
if I want to do that.
And just a note, because I love it so much, that specialty is named over a long enough time frame. Everyone is a fiscal genius.
I love it.
So 200 years. That's all it took.
So I might actually I can't do 2 specialties, can I? No, I can't.
I don't recall. Let me see. Let me look at vampire there. You get 1 for free,
Yeah.
and then you get another with
Okay, so
-1
2 is
max
the
omen.
max.
Yep. So you're
Okay,
actually
that's
at
fine.
2 with your
I am at
blood
2.
powers. Trolling blood. Good grief. Good grief. All right. So that sounds to me, are you also displaced or are you going a level up?
Um
That would be struggling.
I think I guess blah, 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 brain. I think I'll spend 1 to go
Okay.
up to struggling.
Struggling. So you've got a rent controlled tenement.
Great.
It's not super nice, but they audit. Okay, I like that. You're occasionally audited to make sure you're poor enough to afford the place. So that's how you're doing. And then we'll end up Guar. How are you doing?
Quar is broke as a joke. He's also displaced.
Absolutely.
I've got quite a few omens, I think. Um, I only took one
Yeah.
specialty.
Yeah.
Um, it's
Yeah, I
possible.
think you would have lost 2 because you also updated it so you can communicate.
Yes, yes. So I
Yep.
lost 1 point for that, and then 1 point for the specialty.
Yep.
But then I gained one for
Yes.
the weak point. So I'm
Yes.
up to 6 omens. So I might add something else. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't think I'm going to upgrade my economic background though.
Okay. All right. Everybody is not doing great except for the vampires doing barely better than not doing great. Okay. I like it.
I don't need anything. I don't need to eat, drink, breathe. So I mean,
Well, me neither, but
true. Well, you need to. Well, you've got to get the like a 40-ounce blood drink or whatever.
that's true.
40-ounce
It's
malt blood.
Yeah.
You have to do the what as Edward 40 hands, but with blood
Yeah.
instead of.
uh, it's got to be easier being a vampire if you have someplace to like uh, sleep in because otherwise the sun could just come up and get you.
Yeah, and lure people back. I
Uh,
mean,
well, well, that too. All right. Excellent. So we have all that set. Got our omens, behind his origins, equipment. All right. In that case, the last thing I wanted to talk about before we get started, thanks for everybody's patience. Um, let's talk about ploys. Now, ploys are a different thing that you can do from these other board games we do, and it emulates the feeling in an anime where you go, aha, I knew you were going to do that thing, so I came up with this convoluted plan to outdo that. So, for example, um, I say example and I don't have one in front of me. What a joke. What a joke. Um, and it's a little there's a little bit of like don't try and be a jerk about this is probably the way I can encapsulate the ploy rules. But you might say, I think someone is going to walk through that door with a giant cannon and fire indiscriminately at all of us. And when they do that, I'm going to dodge. So you would look at that ploy and you'd say, how many details does that ploy have? So the guy coming through the door, firing a cannon, uh, that's 3 details. It's not quite enough to get us a bonus. But let's say you said they're going to come through they're, kick it open with a peg leg foot and then fire this cannon at us. Well, now you're up to 4 details. That's actually going to give you a bonus when that happens and you try and dodge. So if you can predict what somebody's going to do, you are able to set that up beforehand and benefit from it. To set up a ploy, you just need to uh, generally, I'd say, type it in your character sheet just so you can remember it well, and spend an omen. And then as soon as the thing comes up, you would interrupt any action. So if that example of the guy showing up with the cannon, you could just straight up, because your ploy triggers, get out of the way much easier than if you hadn't. Does that roughly make sense for how a ploy would go?
I'm
Do
not
we have
sure.
to? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
you can go. You go on if you want.
I was simply going to ask: two things? Do we have to tell you? Like, do I have to declare I am setting a ploy, Nathan, right now, or can I just?
Um, I trust you enough that if
Okay.
you say I have a ploy and you come up with it, sure,
Secondly, I'm looking at the ploy bonuses. If I were to say
yes,
have, God, I can't imagine 7 details,
yes,
and I get the additional action, do I get the ones below
you
it
get
as well? Like
everything below it.
Kismet.
Yep,
Okay, great. Thank
yep.
you.
So that would not only get you an extra action during it, you would get a kismet, which is like an omen, but you can't set ploys. You could spend that kismet to take another action, and then all of your tests during that are easier by 2. So if you've ever watched JoJo, there's a lot of this where the JoJos especially are very good at coming up with near the end of the episode, weirdly, this convoluted thing that they knew was going to happen. And because of that, they, throw a marble and it blows the whole fucking thing up.
Nathan, I'm setting a ploy right now. Letting you know.
And I will note uh, the enemies with behinders also have ploys as well. So they've already got some
Ooh.
set when things happen, they will trigger as well. So
Sometimes
yeah,
they're at the beginning of the episode and they're about
yes,
drinking piss.
Interesting.
forgot about that one.
How
I
could
need
you
to
forget?
watch this series.
It's about drinking piss.
I wanted to make sure I'm understanding correctly.
Mhm.
So a ploy is like we're guessing what's going to happen, right? And we're like
Exactly.
writing that
Yep.
down, and
Yep.
then but we have to say that we're going to start guessing, or
You can. I
we can
trust
just
you
set it
enough.
whenever.
If you wrote it
Okay.
down and you're like, aha, this has come up. Sure.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Gotcha.
I buy it. They do suggest like there's all sorts of audits that I could do, to say like, that's too vague or whatever. But
Hmm.
a lot of it just goes under the like, yeah, keep it to relevant details, and then you're good to go.
Cool. Sounds good. And
Um,
the
yeah.
Kismet, what's up with? I can look it
Yep.
up in the book, but I
Yeah,
don't
well, a
remember.
Kismet, I will note as well that there's a quick ref tab that should have a lot of the terms in it, which will
Oh,
also
there
help.
it is.
Yeah, so that's an omen, but you can't use it to set up a ploy. And
Okay.
if you want to discard a ploy because it doesn't happen, I believe you can just be like, this isn't happening. And that omen that you spent gets refunded as a kismet. So you wouldn't be able to like make another play again off of that, but you've got your omen back for die rolls or anything you'd like.
Okay.
And if it should happen, it is possible to chain ploys where somebody might be like, aha, I have this ploy that happens when the guy with the cannonball comes through the door and shoots at us. And you go, aha, well, I am going to dodge out of the way. And Rush over there goes, would you believe that I said when the guy with the peg leg kicks open the door, shoots the cannon, and Guar jumps out of the way, I do a spinning kick flip into the pirate's face, and then that would interrupt that further. So you can get silly with it.
Cool.
All right. Other than that, I think that's the core of it. Um, Tests will be the same, be a DR12 for the most part, like the other Borgs that we've run. So you're going to roll a D20 and try and hit it, adding whatever attribute is relevant. Crits are 20, fumbles are 1. Um, some tasks as well, it is possible for you to try and do not impossible things, but incredibly improbable things are possible. So the example they use is you could spit a marble with such force that it knocks a passing chainsaw clown off his motorcycle. It's very unlikely, but if the clown's ready enough, it might only be a DR 25. So that is still technically possible to do. So you can still roll. You'd probably need like a 20 to do it, but you know, you can make the argument. And one more thing omens can do, and I'm saying this because it is a different thing than a lot of these, you can also use them to make an adjustment. And an adjustment is adding some detail to a scene. This is particularly useful, if you need it for a ploy or you just want to set some detail. If it's something that I'm like, yeah, that's going to be in the scene anyways, you're gonna get the omen back. I'll just be like, yeah, absolutely. When you're walking down the street, there's a hot dog stand or something like, sure, yeah, absolutely, it's free. But you could also do that when there going through the library. You're like, I would like to spin an omen to have a hot dog stand. Okay, sure. There's a hot dog stand there now.
I have a
But
question about equipment.
yes,
Sorry.
please.
Just in terms of armor and the sun. So it's said in the book like there's not a lot of places where the sun does shine in the plates.
Yes,
However,
yes.
there is one piece of armor that does block the sun. Um, so I'm is that me to assume that other armor does not block the sun unless I like wear a hat or something like that?
Yeah, I would say if you can always be like, oh, I just bandage up or something too. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I buy that.
Okay.
Classic vampire stuff. But
Wear a
yeah,
big
I
old
would.
sun hat like Marceline.
Yeah, yeah, because the dry suit that makes sense. It's like a full body
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. Uh,
Wild, just walking around with a dry suit the whole time.
with the flippers on for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like the body armor. There'd probably be gaps that the sun could hit you. But all
Okay.
right. Does anybody have any basic questions? We're not using some of the extra rules you might have seen, like record scratches or dirges and stuff. We'll keep it as simple as I can, ish.
Um, should I? Is anybody taking cybernetics?
Oh, that's true. You get 2 free
I do.
cybernetics. Yeah, so let's look. I think what page is that? I just saw it.
Let's see. I went through
77,
them.
page 77. Yeah, so those are free things that you can take um, that will help you out. Like you could take armor for extra hit points. You could get a bonus to a ability, an extra limb. I feel like you're a centipede though. You already have a lot of extra limbs.
Yeah, I let me look. You said 77
77 has it. Yeah.
because I might. I think I
Acid
can spend an
extruders.
moment.
Good lord.
Well, speaking of acid extruders, actually, I did pick up the gelatinized acid extruders because I'm hitting with an unarmed attack with my bite.
Ah.
So I can reduce armor even more, or I can spit for 15, spit within 15 feet to do no damage but reduce armor by further 2. Um, and then the other
Mhm.
one that I picked up was the dorsal jets, so I can propel myself 30 feet um, per charge, and I can spend up to 3 charges at a
That's
time.
goodness.
But I guess I only have D4 plus 1 charges until like per day or per
Yeah,
refill
when
or
you
whatever.
rest, yep, you get
Okay.
a D4 plus 1. So yeah, you would be able to uh, roll those up right now.
Okay. Let's
That's
see. And
why.
was there a way to get more cybernetics? Yeah, -1 max omen each.
Yep, yep. You
I
can
may,
continue. You just get extra free ones from being rooted.
yeah, I may look through and add you know,
There's so many.
a few. Yeah,
Auto defibrillator. You can just zap yourself back to life if you go down.
perfect.
All right. Well, in that case, any other questions from folks? Okay. Nice and straightforward. Let's get into it now. Thanks for everybody's patience as we jump through character creation. Let's talk about the the scenario we're doing. Let's go to the circus.
Ooh.
So in Risen Cairo, remember kind of a three-tiered sort of thing. You guys, I'm sorry to say, based on your economic background, are firmly in the lower tier here, but there is a light that's always there for the three of you. There is the Cartlby's Free Circus. It is a circus on a giant hovering disc that floats around and docks into different places uh, on the in Risen Cairo. And you know, it's a free circus that you all get to go to. So my question is, first of all, what brings you three together? What's your bond that can't be broken?
When I washed up at the docks 5 years ago, it was these two that found me. And though I had no memory to speak of, I knew that the tyrants of this land must fall. They were the ones that took me in, Guar and Lemmy, and fed me and nourished me back to health. So now everything I do, I keep in mind the friendship bonds that we have forged on that day.
So you're saying we live in the same neighborhood?
Yes, I think that's true.
Okay, great.
We live in the same neighborhood. Okay.
I'm feeling like maybe Rush has a little bit more of a commitment to that bond. This is like the Wookiee life debt, but Han Solo is like, I don't really know that guy that well. Like, he's on the ship.
I only went to Life Day at his family's house once, and we were late.
I think Lemmy has lived for a long time. And I think I said 200 years. I feel like 200 years is a good span of time. And I think he doesn't understand why Rush would feel this way. Like, people come and go. I don't think he has a huge, like, bond with a lot of people necessarily. I think, oh God, Chance, can you change your name?
Oh, yeah, it's Guar.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I am the only one that cares about this family.
Listen. I think that Guar is a robot, so I feel like maybe he's stuck around a bit longer than than anybody else that's been around. So
I think that Guar is I may have stuck around a bit longer, but I think it's because maybe Lemmy is a bit, kind of a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I may
Vampire,
have been
yeah.
around for like 7 years, and compared to
yeah, that's
Rush's
pretty
5.
long.
Yeah.
It's a pretty long time.
It is a pretty long time.
Yeah.
And I was a baby, I was
Yeah.
freshly off the assembly line at the beginning of that 7 years, and I think that perhaps you found my. I think these. It's not just a regular robot; it's kind of like one of those bio robot things, and we have like goo and like an android or from Aliens,
Yeah.
And,
I discovered that I could hide out in your behind her to hide from the sun.
Yeah,
I could go inside your Death Star.
That is
go
a
through
wild use of the Death Star to be like, here, I need an umbrella. Can you
get inside?
Blot out the sun with your giant space station.
It's the size of a house.
Just go over us.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I was like popped out of the assembly line, but it was like a gross like cocoon that was all wet, kind of like a placenta looking thing.
Yeah.
And then I grew, and you like took in the placenta, maybe.
I thought it was blood, and then it was not.
It was
unfortunately.
It's like burst it.
At that point, I couldn't get rid of you. So, and sometimes Rush brings me blood from the convenience store.
Okay, I gotta. Imprinted on Lemmy is exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah. I feel like Rush and Lemmy, it's like like Shaun of the Dead, like roommates, but like
I like it. And
one is doing a lot more work than the other one.
And now, in true anime tradition, who is your plucky friend that the three of you hang out with and like?
Ooh.
And maybe nobody in the audience likes them at all, but for some reason the characters are like, this guy fucking rocks. I love hanging out with him. But you're like, the little guy with the stand that doesn't do anything? Yeah, them for some reason.
We need
So it's
a
usually like
band name.
a little boy,
Hmm.
usually,
Yeah.
or Iggy.
We need a
It-
band that people only kind of like, but everyone's like, like
Nickelback.
yeah, Nickelback. That's great. That's his name. Jeff. Jeff.
Jeff Nickelback. All right.
Well, Jeff is the small child, and Nickelback is his stand.
There we go.
Okay. Wow.
Jeff Nickelback, the stand. Um, I am gonna say right now that I'm pretty sure that's one of their songs. Yeah. Um, his stand is a camera,
Hmm.
Oh,
and it's the ability is look at this
look at this
photograph.
photograph.
And it makes people laugh.
Yeah. Every time they do it, makes me
Every
laugh.
time, it's like Tasha's hideous laughter, but
Except way less
Yeah.
effective.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Yep.
Jeff, with Nickelback, his stand has been your friend for this last bit, and would you believe that he he told you three that he's like, hey guys, I'm gonna go to the circus. And did you go with him? I guess is the first question.
Does this circus of yours cost money, Jeff?
No, it's free.
Then I will accompany you. You're behind her. Dan Nickelback.
I mean, I'm not
behind
gonna
her,
just
behind her.
behind her.
You guys
My
have been
behind
saying
her.
stand for the past 2 hours, Beth and Nathan.
I know. I know.
You're
We're in
behind her,
character now.
Nickelback.
Oh, sorry. My behind her Nickelback's right here, and it's like like the old ones with the little
Does he have to go
printout
behind
photo.
it and like flip a black cloth over it?
Not quite that much. It's the one that like flips open so he can
I got
take the Polaroid. There we go.
Yeah.
it. A real knee slapper, Jeff. That Nickelback. Every time I takes a picture, it makes me laugh.
Isn't it funny? And you see, yep, he shows a Polaroid, and it's you and him, having a great time. Yeah, thumbs up.
You weren't
about-
making that expression when he took the picture, though.
Maybe he'll take another one. Lemmy?
I don't think I'd show up.
It's just the hat or whatever.
Yeah. It's a wide
well,
brimmed hat with very tall, like those like priest hats.
well,
You know what I'm
it could
talking about?
it could
Yeah.
at least see, yeah, at least could see bleed for me if it was out, right? Like that'd be something.
Jeff, tell us of the amusements to be found at this circus of yours.
Oh boy, I'd love to. Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff you can go and see. There's the big top, which is like the big tent. Then they've got like a big open stage and all kinds of extra attractions like Ferris wheels and roller coasters, and bumper cars, and like the Tunnel of Love.
Do they have
Amazing.
animals there?
They have animals there. Yeah, they've got like tigers, and let me see what else we've got.
Wow.
A hippo. They had a hippo, a pack of hyenas, and yeah.
Rush, I'd really like to see
all
you meet
over.
a tiger.
I would be interested in that too.
Oh, you guys trying to set me up all the time. Like I told you, I'm a confirmed bachelor. Ha ha ha.
Lives on the streets. Completely.
Well, maybe they'd have a
destitute.
home for you there.
Right now I'm between houses. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you have to go home.
Are you trying to get him away from us?
Huh? What?
Wait. Oh.
No.
You,
No. Oh.
you're all hanging out at my building, and I really don't have the space for it.
Yeah, our house. Our
It's-
apartment.
It's the only place in the neighborhood where I can practice the art of weightlifting.
Yeah, in my bedroom where there's one bed, and I have to turn into bats and sleep in the closet.
I was under the impression that that was your thing.
No, you take my bed every night.
What a knee slapper. Let's go to the carnival, gang.
Yay! It'd be really tough if we didn't.
Let
Oh.
us go.
And Jeff, starts out his way towards the Cartle Beast Free Circus, and
Mm.
you walk through Risen Cairo. There's the delicious smells. It's a very like diverse city at this point because it's kind of everybody's come there. And as a reminder, it's 2149, so you got like cybernetic people, that sort of thing. Guar, I think weirdly you get a few looks. What do you make it seem like you look like you're doing typically?
Um, so usually when I feel like I'm getting undue attention,
Hmm.
I I like drop to all of my limbs and like
Hmm.
skitter around and pick up garbage like litter and
Ah,
put it in garbage cans. Um, or possibly I even try to show off my absorption techniques,
oh yeah,
and just
yeah.
like whatever that what's that power where the one where I can like
Yep.
take an item
The
in.
integration,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm integrating like I think maybe perhaps I've integrated a garbage can
I like that a lot.
and I just
So
pop
this
these things in
war
my back.
machine of absolute, I'm sorry, the centipede of it all is just
It's
like that's
horror. It's horrible.
terrifying. You're just clicking along and you see people going like but then they see the garbage and they're like, ah, okay, it's fine.
I carry one of those little gopher tools around like,
Yeah. Click, click.
to get things that are too far away.
Put that in your equipment.
I keep
Gotta
trying to
grab
get
her.
Rush to throw his trash into Guar. You
I
could
don't
just
make
toss it
much
in.
trash.
He doesn't mind.
I am
You're not
very
eating
sustainable.
popcorn at the circus?
You know me, I'm on a protein only diet. It helps with the muscle mass.
Hmm. What do you think happened to Jeff for him to get that behind her?
A dramatic backstory for Jeff. Perhaps
Just
he was
up
once a
ahead.
musician that made actually good music, but everybody hated it. And they would yell at him constantly.
How old do you
Perhaps
think he
that.
was when this little boy made good music?
How
I'm
old do
I'm a
humans
teenager
age?
by now.
I,
How
I
long have
think
you
he
been
was
alive, Jeff?
Let's say 15, so it's not too sad later.
Jeff.
A child prodigy.
A little
Jeff.
bead of sweat goes down.
You once told me, Jeff, when you were 7 years old, you had the voice of an angel.
Yeah,
Whatever
Exploited.
happened?
it's kind of it's a hard story for me to tell, but
That's why I ask you to tell it every time.
yeah, I
It
was.
makes me laugh when you
Oh, geez.
say all of those
Was
things about your vocal cords being strummed,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
No, no,
was it
it's
puberty? Was that your
yeah,
tragic backstory?
it was. That's where I was
You got
going.
it.
I was
You
in a
got it
choir.
behind her
I was
from
in a
puberty.
choir practice and I tried to hit a high note and it just went higher and higher and I stretched too far and it failed and then the judges gave me a look and well that's there you go. I got my camera.
And every time I does, it makes me laugh, Jeff. Hilarious.
Ah,
Yeah.
You
ah,
couldn't
ah.
make those judges laugh, though.
No. Well, I actually did make them laugh, but it turns out that doesn't help you win singing competition.
Too bad it wasn't stand up.
Yeah,
You
I
could
should have
have you
gone
could
next
have knocked it out of the park with stand up.
but then I wouldn't have it. It's a real catch 22. I can't win either way. But it's fine now that I've got my best friends forever and life's looking up for old Jeff.
Huzzah! Nickelback, give me another one.
You got it, dude. I guess Nickelback talks.
Talking camera.
I take a picture and I laugh and I crumble it up and I throw it on the ground for Guar to pick up while people are sitting around watching.
I do. I skitter over and then I see the cameras take. He's about to take another picture, so I like pick it up and I'm standing up on my two like kind of weird legs. I think they're kind of like backwards. Like the what is that
Oh,
that
yeah.
robot that the university robot that's on four
Yeah,
legs.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like
People
that.
keep trying to kick
Oh,
you
the
over for
dog.
some reason.
Yes,
Big
the
dog. Big dog.
How long are you, Guar? How
Oh
long
yeah.
do you think you are?
Approximately 7.4 feet.
Oh, we're
Wow,
still
Okay.
using
Okay.
feet.
incredible.
Inversely
It's
diagonal.
it's stuck in my my.
In
I was
21.
programmed that way.
Mm.
Yes, of course, we're using metric feet. That's the standard of measurement. Metric feet. So we've only got 2 kilometers to walk before we arrive at the circus.
That's so far.
Not really.
Yeah. It's somewhere in between.
Um, I think I actually took another enhancement for the robot.
Mm.
Mildly hulking, so I'm very
Oh, okay.
thick.
Mild.
So I can
Well,
Thick centipede.
so I can like. Is that the one that lets me take somebody in as like a vehicle? Like
Oh
have
my
somebody
goodness.
ride me?
Let me
Oh,
see. Hooking machine.
Is that the one?
Yeah, you have enough cabin room for one occupant. Is
holy
that
shit.
occupant the trash can at the moment?
Oh shit! Yes, it
Do
is.
you have like a little
no.
arm that comes out and grabs the trash can and like puts it inside of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, the mental
Lenny's
image I now have
disappointed.
of this is terrifying. This just wide centipede clicking along.
So Jeff, tell
Like
me,
cat bus.
why do you want to
Yeah,
go to the circus today? Is there something you wish to see? Perhaps.
yeah, it's free. My voice
Ah.
is gonna keep changing. It's all traumatic. Is hell yeah. No, I don't know. I kind of want to go to the arcade. Actually, I think that's what I'll do.
Arcade at the circus.
Yeah, it's in there. I don't know.
Hmm, fascinating.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's not that far away. Which is far away is
two
the name of a song that Nickelback sings.
2 kilometers. Let's go.
All right, and yeah, as you near uh, this kind of disc that holds the carnival, you see it's basically like plugged into the side of the sidewalk. So there's like basically gangplanks up to it. Cables are connecting it, so it's there. It's using that kind of future technology. You know, this thing, if it were to move, wouldn't move very fast, right? Like it's just kind of a little disc to take it from place to place. The carnival itself looks pretty nice, and it is an old style type carnival with the big tint in the middle with the striped sort of tint to it. There's popcorns, and we'll say it's evening at this point, like the sun's starting to go down here. You can see all the ibises and whatnot. I don't know. Alligators down below are frolicking in the waters. Crocodiles? I forget which they have. Whichever they have. They have both as the future. But
Bucket gators.
yeah, bucket gators. But yeah, you can see there are besides the tent, there are kind of like the stages for jugglers and storytellers, fire eaters. Um, any kind of attraction you can think of is there. Booths line up with uh, games you can play and food you can eat, and there is a arcade you can see back there that looks like it's themed like a cave sort of thing, right? Like it's like a cave mouth opening with the arcade in front. And near the back of it, there are the staff accommodations, right? Basically, trailers and that kind of thing. It doesn't look that nice back there.
Lemmy,
But
it looks like it's starting to become your time of the day.
I wouldn't have come out otherwise.
Excellent. Do you think you're going to find yourself a nice snack to munch on while we walk around? They have popcorn over there and candied apples and plenty of other
blood
things.
popcorn, blood popcorn.
Blood popcorn.
Wow, blood popcorn.
You see, there's
I
a
just
little
hold it
vampire
in.
child. Yum.
I hold it in my mouth and suck the blood off the popcorn and then spit it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how you eat blood popcorn. That sounds correct to me.
wow, they have everything here. How
Wow.
about you, Guar? Any snacks for you?
You know that I do not eat.
Do you
However, I
drink
have
oil?
drink or I lubricate, but I do not drink. But I
You
do
can't
enjoy the
lubricate in the
occasional.
house. You simply can't lubricate in the house. You have to do that
Well,
outside.
when you are asleep, I lubricate on the ceilings all the time. I had no idea that was not okay.
Some of my bats are up there.
I know.
Oh no!
Oh, I
This
guess
is
that's
great.
why I had to let some of them die.
They saw too much, and you're like, these bats cannot come back to the fold.
Each bat gets its own beat under.
You're trying to reform, and the bat's like, I'm not gonna make it, boss. I've seen too much.
They have different memories.
Put me down the garbage disposal. It's the only way.
Oh God. Like a bat smoothie.
Turn me into lubrication.
I will go to a vendor and I will procure some like for myself a protein shake, maybe just
Mhm.
like a blood in a cocktail glass, and then I'm unsure what a mechanical centipede drinks, so
Oil.
just like motor oil. What did you say?
Oil. I also said oil.
Oil, yeah. So oil
Yeah.
for my
Okay.
friends.
Okay.
And then for Jeff, I get him I can't tell human ages. I get him a beer, like a straight
Oh, thanks. Beer for Jack. All right. I'm gonna head off to the arcade, guys, but I don't know what are you three thinking?
Oh, the animals. We'd like to see what Rush does with a full tiger, and why the tigers are here to begin with.
Perhaps we can take one to the tunnel of love.
Hey now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I just had a whole protein shake. I'm not in the mood for love.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah, I don't need to see that. I don't think I'm too young for that. So I'm gonna head to the arcade. I've got a bucket full of quarters in my pocket, and I'm ready to rock. So good
Enjoy
luck.
that beer.
All right, I will do.
The arcade's not free.
I assume the. Oh, that's a good point. I assume we're still paying for food, but maybe the food's free. Sure, it's free. Well, I've got
You
the
owe me
quarters
rent,
all the
Jeff.
same. Anyways, I gotta be going. Uh, None of these
Bye.
titles of songs seem relevant. It's gotta be somebody. When we stand together. Okay, bye. Jeff toodles off towards that kind of like cave arcade. And
Let's go
Why
see
do
the
we
animals.
all right,
left?
the animals accurately described. There are some lions. I think I said tigers, so there's some tigers there too. A hippo, a pack of hyenas, and a few others are kept in like these very solid-looking cages. Um, and they'll do shows every once in a while, right? Is you'll see like oh, why not? We'll say there's an actual gorilla that's putting on shows with the others, but you get the impression that the gorilla is probably smarter than the average gorilla would be now, right? Is he's got bow ties on, and we'll say he talks too, and kind of a thing. Yeah, oh, come see the incredible jumping lions! Ha
Oh,
ha! Ha ha!
wow.
You
This is
sir!
incredible. Who would have thought that animals could perform such feats of daring do?
I wonder if that gorilla has a behinder.
Well, how would we find that out?
I think it's impolite to ask, but
We could always, fuck with him.
Don't know if I want to fuck a gorilla right
Not.
now.
I think you may have misunderstood me, Rush.
The gorilla has a fox on his hand that like is holding up another fox. Ha 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 ha!
um, I I think we should go see the tigers. I'm
Okay.
interested in the hierarchy of tigers. whether they're smart tigers or.
All right.
All right.
I
I've
think
never
I'm.
looked into your people, Rush. It's not hasn't interested me before now.
What do you mean, my people?
Oh boy.
I'm not a tiger.
What are you?
I'm a tiger-headed man. I'm not attracted to regular tigers or regular humans, only other tiger-headed people, of which I've never encountered not one.
Maybe they have one.
Wow, incredible. Let's go find out.
Rush, I need you to roll presence for me, please.
Is
Just
that
so
a
I have
D?
an idea of what's going on here.
That's a 1. That's a fumble.
Okay. All right.
Great first roll.
You get out and you're looking for tigers here, right? And
Tigers.
you come across, you have to kind of go back into there. There's signs that are like tigers this way. And you get there and you look at them. They look back at you. And then you look a little closer and you're like, those are lions. They're just they're lions. They're not tigers at all. They're just mislabeled.
This sign right here, and I do that like Ace Attorney, point at it. Lied to me. It has made an enemy this day.
It says authentic tigers. Points right at them.
I pick up the sign and I should I? And I break it over my.
It snaps and you see behind it there was another sign it was covering up. And it says lion-bodied lions.
My God. I think they've lured us in here. I believe this is a trap.
How could
What?
Jeff have done this?
He is a piece of shit. I've always known it.
And I think that's the perfect moment for there to be a gasp. Oh no! Somebody's died!
That sounds like my kind of thing.
It does, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he died with a camera! Who uses a camera anymore?
I thought this.
How do I see this? Trauma! I've been through trauma!
I thought this day would never come.
Let's go.
And rushing out, you see that there is a crowd gathered around the arcade because within you see the body of Jeff. Who could believe it? There is yeah, he looks like he has been kind of, again, in the anime style, he is just a hole in his middle, just like a very kind of clean hole in him, and he's lying on the ground dead, and you can see that somehow Nickelback has fallen down by his side and is slowly fading from existence.
Jeff, Nickelback. I run up and I cradle them both in my arms. And I say, hold on. I say to him, if today was your last day, you would have thought I would have figured you out. If everyone cared, you were never going to be alone. Let me sing to you a lullaby when we stand together. Your soul now far away. Just know, Jeff, I'd come for you.
Thank you, Rush. Do you remember the old arcade? Blew every dollar that we ever made. And Jeff passes away in Rush's arms.
Too bad. From their album Silver Side Up from 2001.
I don't know that much Nickelback. I was going to say Burn It to the Ground, but then I noticed Photograph literally has an arcade in the lyrics, so I had to go for that.
Jeff, how you remind me of better days that we've had. Never again will someone so banal enter my life. Guar, here's some more trash for you to pick up.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it, Rush. This was a regular slaughterama. I don't know any Guar. That's a song.
Oh,
I like it.
nice. And Guar, as you are picking up Jeff to deposit him, I guess, into the.
Yes.
It sounds like that's what you're doing.
Composter. I'm just gonna
Goodbye, Jeff, forever. You'll live on the recycling.
Who has done this terrible deed?
Well, Guar, you do notice as you are picking up poor Jeff, poor dear departed Jeff with a big old hole in his chest. He appears to have, in one hand, clutched a bunch of quarters, unused, and in the other, he has a bit of red hair, not not a natural red either, like a very clearly fake red hair.
There's red hair. I don't know what this could be from. Perhaps we should find this red-haired bandit and thank them. Right?
Or kill them. Jeff,
Perhaps.
for all of his flaws, was our friend, one of our best friends.
I'm not going to stand here and wait.
I know that these are all song references, and I'm not looking them up.
I love it.
I'm so high I can hear heaven.
Well,
you are a rock star.
Libby, you say that, and you think so high that I can reach heaven. You maybe look up in this arcade, and you realize this arcade is set out like a cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And up on the ceiling there are these like fake stalactites. And one of them, it's all like very dark up there, but one of them is coated in red.
What is that? Lemmy. Looks like blood, doesn't it?
I'll turn into bats. Bats!
Is that what you say before you turn into bats? Bats.
Bats.
I love it. 100%.
I have to warn you before I turn into bats so that.
So all these bats fly up, and yes, it does look like, in fact, poor Jeff was impaled on this stalactite because it's very clearly blood. Jeff's blood. You've seen it before. He's a little clumsy sometimes, and yeah, it looks like he's fallen onto this stalactite in the ceiling. And there is stuck in the blood there is perhaps his final Polaroid picture. And it's kind of a blurry sort of shape. When you look at it, you just see these two big eyeballs and a mouth with piano teeth just kind of right in front of whatever the camera was.
The bats laugh.
That's true.
Lemmy, what have you found?
The bats echolocate. They are gonna just taste the blood, make sure it's Jeff's.
Yeah, that's Jeff. Yep.
Great. Yep. So they'll take the photograph in their little. One of them will take it in their little claws.
Tastes a little bit like ruined dreams.
Yeah. Familiar.
Yeah.
Delicacy.
I mean, whoever is selling their blood at the convenience store, probably that's a familiar taste if that's what you're doing.
I assume so, yeah. He probably donates. Yeah.
I'll bring it down and turn back into Lemmy. I absorbed my hat into the whole situation, so
nice.
Don't come back nude.
Yeah. Hey.
That's for later. That's not for now.
Did the blood belong to Jeff, Lemmy?
It tasted like Jeff. I also have this A positive. He's a very specific donor. It wasn't. It was really only good for vampires. this photograph though.
Ha!
Every time it makes me
I don't know if this was, it looks like it's behind her or maybe a performer.
What's a behind her? Somebody in
I mean, a
the
behind her.
person the person in
Damn
the
you.
audience who was like, I saw this thing. Wait, I can see behind hers. And you look at them and they look confused, and there's like a little beach ball rolling along the ground with little googly eyes on it.
I'm gonna run up to this guy and grab him like around the shirt collar. What do you
Ah!
know? What do you know? What did you see?
I don't think I didn't see anything. I was just coming in here to play some arcade games with my quarters. And he jingles a little thing. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw something terrifying. There was this clown just running around, and it scared the shit out of me. And then I saw it was this. It had a thing with it.
Clown.
And the next thing I know, there's a dead kid.
Why did he kill the kid? Did he say anything?
He just laughed.
Which
He
way
must-
did he go? Sorry, Guar, please, after you.
I was just going to say he must have seen his photograph.
Ha ha!
Was he laughing the whole time or just
Yeah.
when he saw? Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't a very, very busy room. Sorry, I need to go pick up,
I'm still holding you.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Motley Crue, come back. And you see the beach ball starts rolling the other way.
Which way did he go? Child?
Oh, this child has a behind her. I mean, a behind her. Fuck.
Yeah.
This is gonna get real bad, especially for editing Nathan, who's gonna replace the word
No,
behind her
I'm
with
not
behind.
I'm not gonna
Do it.
bother.
You have to. I'll give you a
Every
clean cut.
time.
Don't worry.
Okay, I'll just put in the text behind her for every single one.
I'll give you a clean audio for behind her if you want.
Okay.
I'll record it.
We'll do that at the end.
Okay, perfect.
Which way did he go, child?
Oh, I'm dealing with a lot of trauma at the moment, but he went that way. And
Do you need
he
a group to hang
points-
out with later? Because a spot opened up.
Okay. Maybe.
What's
Let
your
me-
name, sweet child of mine?
Oh shit. Who's the lead singer in Motley Crue? Now that I said that. My
They had a
name.
60-foot pentagram in Los Angeles a couple of years ago.
I can't
Pretty
say
sick.
that. I can't say. I'm Tommy Lee.
Thomas Lee.
Thomas Lee. That's my name.
This afternoon, we've figured you out for our friend Jeff. Now be gone, child.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Just picks up this beach ball with the googly eyes.
I don't
Got it.
think that was a real behind her. I think that was just a beach ball.
Did you not see how it moved? It must have been the clown in disguise.
Do you want to
You-
go pop that beach ball?
I would like to, of course.
Okay. I support this.
I'm just gonna skitter up behind it.
Just to be safe.
Can I sneakily skitter
Yeah,
while I'm
absolutely.
grabbing litter with my gopher arm?
Make an agility test. I'll make you do that to
Um,
sneak up on little Thomas Lee.
So because I'm now hulking, I'm not that sneaky anymore. But I'll let's see. 3 minus 2 is 1.
Okay. Holy shit!
Hello, Thomas.
Oh man. Can I help you, Mister? Bro?
That ball. I do not believe it is a ball. It looks
No.
like a clown.
What? No, it's Motley Crue. I just manifested this. I have supernatural powers now.
I'm gonna grapple it.
Ah! And you, okay. It's not even that tough. He's just
Okay.
a little guy. Yeah, it's definitely a behind her.
Oh,
Like you pick it up and you feel that charge, and we'll say, what does it have? It's got a little bit of like tingle to it. Like when you pick it up, you feel it starting to gather like energy.
Look out, it's getting hot for teacher. Wait, no, wrong man. Shit.
Um,
It's getting girls, girls, girls.
Look
I,
out!
I'm squeezing
Drop it!
it.
Drop it! It's gonna kickstart your heart! And I need you to
Oh.
make a toughness check.
Okay. 11.
Oh, that is not enough to dodge kickstart your heart. Roll me, just roll a d6
Sure.
as electricity from this like beach ball type thing starts to course through your body. And
6.
there's a song that plays over the radio, but it's back there and we don't have the rights to it. 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So it hurts. I'm so
Ah!
sorry, mister.
Stop this. And I'm gonna bite it. I'm popping your beach ball, you little
No!
fuck.
Go ahead and do a what is that? A strength check.
22.
Jesus. All right. Yeah, roll damage for that, if you would. I should probably have an idea of roughly what
Damage is D8 and it bypasses armor.
Okay. All right.
If it has beach ball armor, 5 damage.
I don't think it has any armor at all.
Okay, 5 damage.
Okay. That's enough. You bite into it and you see on the kid like the same bite marks you make into the beach ball appear on the kid as well. We'll say like on the face. Ah! Ah! And he just goes completely unconscious and the beach ball disappears.
You shouted at the devil your last, beach ball.
Somebody call Dr. Feelgood. You hear from the back of the crowd.
I think I may have I popped the ball. Are people like angry? No, they popped.
They're confused because
Okay.
remember most people
they can't see it.
what you just did. So you come up, you grabbed this beach ball, which you could only really do because you are a behinder user. And yeah, they just saw this kid suddenly get a bite mark on his face and then fade.
I'm just, war is all we know, and I'm just gonna like do the backwards leg, walk on 2 legs away. Just fuck this kid.
They're dropping
Leave
like
him.
flies. You hear somebody talking to the other. Free is free, but I mean, come on.
War, you've ascertained that beach ball is not, in fact, a murderous clown.
It is not.
Then we have a murderous clown to track.
Okay, where are you guys going?
I think perhaps the best place to find a murderous clown may be in the Tunnel of Love. Am I correct?
I wish I was a smarter character that would argue with you, War, but I'm not. So yes, to the Tunnel of Love. Even though that's in the wrong direction from where that kid initially pointed.
Oh, wait a minute. There was another direction?
I mean, it's all kind of. He was pointing back towards the trailers, but.
Oh.
I think we should go where the clowns live.
Where? Where do they live?
Do they live in the Tunnel of Love?
No one lives in the Tunnel of Love.
That's right.
Unfortunately.
Just visit.
unless they're a boat. And their behinder is a boat. They might live in the Tunnel of Love.
I have never known love.
And there's that awkward pause as the three of you start walking back towards.
I was going to say the Nickelback lyric, the hero again, but anyway.
I'm sorry.
Look what love gave us.
Well, okay, so Jeff is currently inside Guar's cockpit trash can. And as you head back towards these trailers, you see that there are the variety of enclosures that people working here have. There's a little bit of a fancier one that probably looks like the boss's place. There is a spot that is very clearly the clown's one. It's got like a clown face on the front with the mouth is the door. Why not? One of
Classic.
them, yeah, one of them has that gorilla that you saw before, like his face looking serious.
Mm. I wonder where they get their custom trailers from. It's maybe you could live there, Rush. You could get one with your face on it.
That would be incredible. Is Vistaprint still around? Is that where everything's printed?
A trailer?
Oh,
They print everything.
and
A
for
3D
the record,
printed trailer.
you see that the gorilla's name appears to be Clint E.
Clint B.
E, like E.
Clint E, the gorilla. I like this idea of getting a trailer. If the clown lived in one, there's going to be one vacant trailer coming up.
I think it might be the one with the clown's face on it.
Let's find it.
Although they might switch it up in case, something happens.
And let's say you three are heading over there, and let's introduce a complication to the scene. As you arrive at the door, you see that it is closed. There is the sound of like honk honks and like a pie being dropped on the floor from inside. Um, but you hear someone walking up towards you. You're not supposed to be here. And
The
it's
clown.
this what? And you look.
Grab him by the collar. We're
Oh,
looking for the clown. The
ah!
clown that murdered our friend.
Listen,
you-
Rush.
Yeah, like you're holding up this like kind of squat, round guy that looks like an accountant. He's got little glasses on him that, as you're manhandling him, they're juggling down his nose like they're about to fall off.
I let go
Rush,
with one
Rush,
hand
Rush.
and I put the glasses like back onto his head real nice and I get both hands. Yes, Lemmy.
Oh,
The red hair.
Does this man have red hair?
he in fact does not have red hair. He has a balding gray kind of look to him. He looks, yeah, now that you're getting a good look at him, he looks a little bit older.
What's your name, mister?
The name's Grigor Cardleby. I run this whole operation.
Well, you
How many
just had a
clowns do you
murder.
have here?
How many clowns do I have? I've got 3 right now. They're over in the clown thing, clowning around. Don't hurt
Did you
me.
know you just had a child murdered in your carnival? Griggleby?
And I want you to do a presence check because you're really scaring him.
Presents, right. Ooh, 17 plus 1, 18.
That's pretty good.
Griggleby.
He's not as surprised as he should be. But he's definitely intimidated by you.
He knows something more than he's letting on.
Oh,
Glar, show them the body.
You know, just like my back just like splits open. Like what's that new movie? The Substance.
oh yeah. Oh my god.
And
That's a really
he
good
just
movie.
like pops out.
Look at what your circus has
Jeff.
done, Griggleby.
It's Grigor Cardleby. My name's on the sign.
Bartleby, look at
Cardle-
what your hands have
Oh
wrought.
god. Yeah, he's dead. I
Lemmy.
don't know what to tell you. We can't leave yet. I'm sorry.
Lemmy,
This happens.
drain him dry.
What?
Movie force.
I'll approach menacingly, bare my fangs.
Bartleby, you better start talking, my friend.
I don't
Oh,
see any
no.
witnesses.
We've got to seek vengeance for our dead friend, the child, Jeff.
Let
Oh,
us slay.
there's no witnesses. Oh God. You've just stepped into trouble. And Rush, I need you. This will be a one shot, I think. Um, I need you to make a agility test for me.
It's a one job because we're all violent weirdos.
Maybe. But yeah, you
Oh,
see Gregor's like demeanor just kind of change, and you're closing in on him, and
13.
13 is not enough because he's got a little bit of a ploy there, and you see him kick off and float, just pinwheel away. No one will believe you. And you see he goes up and like hits the top of the the tent, right, and starts to
The
just
big top.
slide down. Yeah, the big top.
How far away is
Wrong,
he?
Donald's ghost.
Like he's not moving that fast. So if you want to interrupt the floating away, but yeah, he basically did a running kick, flip off, and just kind of floated like a little balloon, kind of.
So if I bats,
You could, yeah,
I
you
could
could definitely
I could
reach.
follow him.
You could definitely reach him.
And while you do that, I'll activate like however many charges of my dorsal jets. Just take off after him and just launch like a centipede got
Oh
thrown at a wall or something. And just grab him.
okay. I feel like the Jets are gonna get there first, is my gut feel. So, uh, yeah, spend a couple of those. We'll just say, and
Sure.
make a grapple check on this guy.
Verify what I need to do for the grapple. -2 DR for grappling. And then was there something else that I had? No. Let's see. I missed. I did not
Oh,
successfully grapple. I could possibly spin an omen.
up to you.
Uh, no, it's not worth it. We got a bat
Okay.
coming at him. A few
Yeah,
bats.
I like that. Is so you go at him. You've got these jets shooting you through the air. You're probably gonna end up slamming into a booth somewhere down below in a second. Um, but he bounces off, and you see as he turns, it looks for a moment like he's got angel wings behind him until it breaks into a smile, and you see it's these like two floating eyes with like mouth in between them. The mouth has piano keys as the teeth, and like
Whoa.
a bunch of balloons just start floating up from behind it, and just a constant emission of these balloons floating up into the air. You'll never catch me. They haven't yet. Oh, and then like a bird kind of bounces off of him and he does a little spin. Um, Lemmy, your bats. Let's talk
I'm
that.
bats.
Your bats. Um, what are your bats doing?
No, I am bats.
Yes. So, what is Lemmy the bats doing?
I mean, I would want to follow him, get to where he is.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you can catch up pretty quick because he's not rocket propelled himself.
So this seems to be the one that was had his picture taken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looks like that was
Um.
Nickelback's final gift.
um. I'm yeah. I'm gonna have my bats bite him.
Okay. All right. Do it. Go ahead and roll
Um.
a strength attack.
Okay. So there's not an advantage. I just do extra damage and extra bleed
Mhm.
with my bats.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just
Looking to see.
17.
Yeah, that'll do it. Go ahead and roll damage. I will be spending an omen, I suspect, to reduce that.
What is the bite damage? It's in
Uh,
the
it's probably in the vampire
vampire.
stat. Let's see. Bites deal
Sorry,
+1 damage and inflict +1 bleed. And your
that's
fangs
yeah,
normally are a D4 with 2 bleed.
D4 with
Yep.
2 bleed. Okay,
Yeah.
so D4 plus 1.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2, so I guess
Okay.
that's 3. Is sorry for damage. If you can remind me, I apologize.
Yep. D4, 2 bleed. So yeah, +1 bleed. So 3 damage, 3 bleed would be my understanding.
3 damage, 3 bleed.
Okay. All right. He is going to take that, and you can see like there. I assume it's lots of bites at once. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He, if you'll forgive me, he tastes a little funny as you're biting into him, and yeah, he gets again. It's like the anime thing where they're biting in. You're seeing the blood fly, but you get the impression like it didn't hurt him as much as you wanted, and
Yeah.
is his action like he was kind of floating in the air over towards this top. He just gravity reasserts himself and he falls away from you and hits like the tarp. It just goes through it
Mm.
into the big top. Um, are your bats going to try and like grab on? Or, I guess is there anything you want to do as he's trying to get away?
Um, I think if I can fly down and then I guess I already did my action was attacking, so I can't turn
Yeah.
back. So yeah, fly down to follow, and then next turn I
Okay.
guess I'll turn back.
Okay. This time I'll make you do an agility test just to kind
Okay,
of work your way through the tent and
sure.
everything. And I have to roll something myself.
1.
Okay. The tent, like, it's just the stretchiness of it, right? Like, it's
Hmm.
just unfortunate as he rips through it, he does it in such a way that it kind of closes back up again. And it's not like you can't get through, it's just gonna take a little while to pry it apart and
Assemble,
go
my
bat
bath.
by bat. Um,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's get back to the other two. Guar, you slammed into a booth of some kind and probably demolished. It smells like fritters, we'll say, like apple fritters now.
Nice. Um, am I anywhere? Like, can I see the
Yeah, we'll say you kind of landed near the big
near?
tent. We'll
Okay.
say, and Rush will get to you in a second. And see what you're doing.
I think I would just head towards the tent if I saw him like fall into it as well.
Okay. And you're hearing as you are rushing towards this tent. It sounds like what do you think is going on inside the Oh, I know exactly. No, I already said there's 3 clowns. This is why you don't tell people how many clowns are in a circus. I've made a fool of myself because I was gonna have it be the cavalcade of clowns, and it would have been this whole thing where you don't know which clown is it? But I said there's 3 clowns, so you
Hmm.
know exactly there's only gonna be 3.
It's
Uh,
only
s
3.
Three
so in
on duty. Three on duty. There could be
in reserve,
thousands taking their break.
um,
Thousand.
no. It's it's 1 car. How many clowns
This
could
is a
possibly be in
free circus. They don't take breaks.
it?
True.
Um, you are zipping along with your centipede legs doing their business, and you can see as you're walking in a bunch of confused people walking out as you are seeing uh, Madame Confusion's Hall of Mirrors display is going on at the moment.
I
I have to
see.
write her name down because I made that up if you couldn't tell.
I suppose I guess I'll just try to find my way through the Hall of Mirrors to see
Yeah,
if I can find this dude.
yeah, and walking in, you can see this Hall of Mirrors. We'll say is basically right, big top tent, and there's all these fish lines kind of holding up mirrors, like they'd retract into the ceiling, and they're kind of loose. You can see them
Ah,
going
okay,
around and
okay,
bumping each other, uh, and everyone's bored as hell. It seems like this is not the this is not a very good attraction. But there is a woman out front trying to, spark up interest. But you do think, yeah, you do think you see a reflection of somebody inside them. So I like that.
okay.
Um, Rush, what are you up to?
I think I'm just gonna follow like wherever this guy's going. Rush has to defeat him, so he's plowing along. Like if he sees Guar heading into the
Yep.
Hall of Mirrors, like I'm heading in there. Does it take an action for me to summon Bytor?
It does. Ooh, that is a great question. I'm gonna say no because it didn't take Cardleby an action to do his. So yeah, if you want to just as you're running, bring out your
Bytor to me, and maybe we don't know where he comes from, but he descends from on high with his giant owl wings and his like human buff hands. Like he's super fucking swole. Like he's eating whey protein just straight as he lands. Bytor, an evil clown, has killed Jeff and Nickelback. He must be avenged by our hands. Come, old friend, to battle.
and he gives you like the nod, the Bytor nod, like
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
sick.
And
And
we'll say yeah, you two kind of arrive at this, and you can see Guar getting into this like mirror maze of it. Limmy, what are you? Are you coming in through the top? What's your plan?
Yeah, coming in from the top, and yeah, I didn't realize it wasn't an action to summon somewhere
Uh,
behind
it
us.
it might be.
So I don't get to take advantage.
You can do it for free if you'd like.
um, yeah. So I think as the bats are struggling to go through the big top, I think bleed for me is going to uh, descend down, uh, like kind of through the cloud of bats as like one big
Sick.
bat with the
Good
like
stuff.
cape going behind him, and I guess kind of like face first, like towards the enemy, Cardleby or whatever his name is.
Yeah, so you can see. Well, you're kind of coming in from above, so do give me a
Hmm.
presence check, but it's a pretty easy one.
Um, Only an 8.
Okay, that is enough. That's a pretty easy check there. So you're coming in from above, you're going in amongst these mirrors, and you can see there's the little round guy is in there, and he's tearing his clothes off that made him look like an accountant and slapping on a wig and
Hmm.
just he's trying to like put the grease paint on as fast as he can. He looks horrible. Absolutely insane. Um and he's got that mouth behind him just kind of clacking along with its piano teeth. Uh, but yeah, you can absolutely get to him, and you see Guar starting to navigate through the maze. So let's do an official D6 because I think I want to keep in track where you're going. So somebody roll a D6, 1 through 3. I'm afraid the evil clown Cardleby will be attempting something.
I can do it if you want.
Hit it.
Attempt it.
A 1.
A
Oh,
one.
Shouldn't
All
let
right.
me.
All right. Now see, this is where if I was smart, I would have been thinking about how to change my ploys up because I can refund the ploys he has. Lucky for you, I'm not that smart. So what is he doing? he is going to make a roll all of his own. It's one of the. Actually, I'll make Rush. Why don't you give me a roll? Give me a
Of
D20 roll.
of what? Just a straight
Just
D20?
just a straight D20 roll. Give me an idea of
I
how.
got a 3.
Okay. Um, he is going around this area and he seems to be having a lot of trouble. He's looking for something, but the mirrors are working against him as well. So what you see, Limmy, these will be coming at you, is
Mhm.
this mouth just starts to bump its eyeballs and they kind of like squish flat against the mirrors. And as they do, they start to float up towards you. And
So I'm
wait
just
for me.
gonna say that if he's within 80 feet,
Hmm. Yeah,
he
sure.
does suffer. Uh, Lemmy is going to, I guess, in pat form, uh, reach out his wings and control his blood and cause +2 damage.
Ah, ah, oh
All
no.
characters with bleed in 80 feet suffer +2 damage when they take
Ah.
damage from their bleed.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know what the bleed rules are. I should have looked that up.
Yeah, I think it's just damage on his turn. What are his hit points? Not great, Bob. Okay. Oh, but he has rubbery skin. That's terrifying. Um, so he'll reduce some of that, and he can also spend an omen to further reduce the bleed down. But yeah, we'll say he definitely, you see he's taking damage from this uh, blood coming out of him as he's looking. Go ahead and make a agility roll or something against these mirrors coming at you,
Okay. Um okay.
which you can't
Yes.
see yourself in, if I'm correct.
No. No. So yeah, at the end of the round, characters with bleed suffer 1 damage bypassing armor per point of bleed. So would that be 3 damage
Ah,
per point of bleed? Because I said +2.
Holy moly!
yikes, yikes. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, he's looking rough.
It'll be
Um,
at the end of the round, I guess.
yeah,
So I don't know if that
yep.
was last. Anyway,
Nope,
yeah.
that makes sense. He'll still have to spend an omen to do that. So I like the idea that he'll take the damage at this point. Like you're
Mm.
seeing the blood coming out of him, and he's just start putting grease paint on it
The
and just
yeah,
like packing his holes.
with the vampire controlling blood, it's kind of like floating out of him in like droplets.
Ugh.
You won't get me, do-gooders. I've not been caught before. All
Oh
right.
my god. Agility, you said?
Yeah.
It's only 5.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and take a d6 as these like panes of glass start hitting the bats and
Uh
just running into them.
is there a what's the
I think you might. Do you think
Oh,
that's
I
what?
also have one a -1 DR to avoiding attacks.
I wouldn't classify this as necessarily an attack, but
Okay, okay.
don't forget your
Uh
omens can reduce damage.
is this a non-area source?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty like there's a few panes, but it's not like a fireball or anything.
Okay. So half damage from non-area sources
Nice.
as bats.
Bam.
Okay. As bats. Are we rolling up or down or rounding up or down for half?
Oh boy, it's what a great question.
Sorry,
Um,
I'm taking up a lot of time. I apologize.
Up.
up, yeah,
Up?
right,
Okay.
sure, why not? It looks like most things are round. Well, I am looking for literally round up, so
Okay.
I'm only
I'll
finding a round up. Yeah, it always rounds up. It seems like
I will still spend an omen, I think, to reduce that.
nice.
And is it a D it's a D6, right?
It's a D6.
The
Yep, and that'll
Okay.
reduce it by
Great.
that much as well.
Perfect.
Awesome. All right. The other two. While you're rushing into this mirror maze, rush your guaring up towards it as well. It sounds like, but I think to navigate through it, guar probably like a perception, or if you have another thing you want to do, that will reduce the need. Please.
Let me think. I believe I will. Uh, so I haven't. We haven't really. I don't know how big the Death Star's laser is. Um,
They
Okay.
used a
like
lot
Yeah.
of
Uh
kyber
huh.
crystals to make that
It's
beam, so
it's pretty big.
it's pretty big.
pretty big beam.
It's pretty big.
I think what I'm going to do is maybe summon the Death Star,
Okay.
and I'm going to say, "Destructo laser, go!" And it's just going to blast out and like shoot a line through a bunch of mirrors, trying to hit this guy.
Okay. Absolutely.
Maybe
Go
they
ahead.
reflect off the mirrors. I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll it. No, roll your damage. I don't think this reflects because it's so much
Okay.
cooler if this giant non-TM uh, Death Star shows up and just starts blasting out mirrors.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, okay. Um, yeah. Let me roll something because it's a little bit of cover. Um, oh boy, oh boy, he gets absolutely hit, and I rolled the max amount of armor though, so that's good for him. Okay, let me see that. He will not spend an omen. So what Rush sees is what this laser just absolutely blasting the shit out of the mirrors.
Just blast straight through him. Yeah.
Yeah, and they shatter all over the place. You see shards inside the maze, like hitting this clown figure. Uh, and now he's just in the midst of all this mirror dust. Rush, you can see him clearly.
Awesome. I would like to get to him.
Hmm.
Like, I would like to just rush up, and myself and Baito are gonna go in there like that, and I'm gonna say, "Death to tyranny! Death to the owners of capitalism!" And we're gonna farewell to Kings right into his fucking face, like together, the two of us.
No. All right, go ahead and roll a attack against him.
The D20 plus strength. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a 21.
Okay, let's make this a one shot for real. Uh, Rush, what's it look like when Bytor? You see, he looks like he's winding up for like this speech about it. Like you see the powers starting to glow around him.
Ah. The music goes crazy. A whole bunch of katakana for the symbol go up here. Go, 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 go. Shoot everywhere
Yep,
over.
you get it.
Um, and then, like, all sound disappears. And you just hear Neil Peart just going fucking ham on a drum set. Like, and it fucking comes in, and we both, with our one with an owl arm and one with a white tiger arm, we fucking slam into this fucking guy and punch
All
him.
right, just
So
absolutely knock his shit off like into the dust.
that's
And
a D2 plus a D8.
yeah, go ahead and yeah, you don't need a roll. I don't think there's no amount of armor that he can use
Oh,
against
okay,
it.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I was looking. He doesn't have much health. He would have lived a lot longer if you hadn't immediately grabbed him and accused
Death to
him.
tyranny!
Bam! And you
Bam!
just see the dust floats up and KO. And let's wrap up the scene. What is the rest of like what did the three of you do from this point? As pretty soon, people will start showing up. Uh, the You're pretty quickly given the that's the killer clown. Cartleby was the killer clown. Who would have predicted the killer clown? And everyone's aghast, but also very appreciative.
I'm glad he's dead, but I hope he doesn't have any relatives that will come after us in the near future.
The three clowns in the back are just shaking their head. They got stone masks that they're holding.
I don't know about y'all, but I like to think like an epilogue would be like the three of us are on like the I don't know, like maybe there's a lake or something, or like even like a
Yeah.
shitty aqueduct, like or something. And we have like Jeff and Nickelback's body on little beer we push out, and then like we shoot a flaming arrow on it, and I start thinking I'm like I close my eyes only for a moment, then the moment's gone. All my dreams pass before my eyes with curiosity. Dust in the wind, Jeff. All he'll be is dust in the wind. Goodbye, old friend. We shoot the arrows out.
Molly Crew and Tommy Lee are there.
Yeah. They are.
Oh,
They've got
yeah.
a big bandage over this.
Yeah.
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 You guys are the best. I'm glad that'll never happen to me.
Never.
Do you have an
Safe with
apartment
us.
that Rush could live in?
I have a
Oh,
compartment.
me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Little Thomas Lee.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a D20 roll for me.
Who, me?
Just
Who's
yeah,
making that?
why not? Just
All
make
right.
a D20 roll for little Thomas Lee.
4.
No. No. I still live at home with my mom.
Could we
Oh,
say
well,
that?
there you go. Is your mom a tiger-headed human?
That's too perfect not to be. How did you know?
Wait, what?
Smash cut to what's Guar's like final scene here?
Oh man, I think that I'd be like clinging to the side of the aqueduct, listening to everything going on, quietly lubricating.
Just a moment and the moment's gone.
Applying lubrication.
Right.
Don't hang on. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky. And you're just lubing up.
I want to go home.
At least I'm not doing it on the ceiling.
Yeah, and we'll say you can see the three clowns just by the water side doing the like all in synchronous like mm-mm.
Well, and you know Lemmy is absolutely posing. Absolutely. Like hip out,
Yep.
like
yep.
arms to the side, legs doing weird shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is there anything else Lemmy would like to do as a finale?
If it's the I think just bats. This time the clothes fall to the ground and he flies away.
Yep. And
he'll come back later.
Yeah, the moon's. I was
apartment.
gonna say sunset. Yeah, but it's got to be the moon is up there or something. You can see it against it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yes. All right. Well, we will cut that as the end of Morbo's. Folks, when you plan a game, I gotta say, I did not expect my players to just grab a nerdy-looking accountant and accuse him of being the killer clown. That was a big mistake on my part. I should have read the cues. They accused a beach ball. I should have been ready for the
Honestly, this just felt like the vibe of this game was.
Yeah.
I thought
subtlety was gone.
Yeah. He had some ploys, but they were all centered around being sneaky and not noticed. So it didn't really work out great for him. But yeah, that's Morbo's for you. to be continued. Evil Clowns, Gorilla, Thomas Lee. What's going on with Thomas Lee? Who knows?
Who knows?
He's got a electric beach ball.
I didn't even get to make my Plastic Island joke about Gorilla.
He'll come back. Now, if we play this again, he's got to come back because that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a friend named? Is his behinder Dr. Feelgood? I mean, behinder.
I was gonna have his behinder be Dare. Actually,
Oh,
I don't know what it would do, but God, that's a band I know. All right. Well, let's close it out because we're getting late tonight. So thanks for listening to another It's a Live actual play of Morbo's Catastrophic Sanctuary. If you want to check it out, we'll have it in the show notes. Otherwise, until next time, bye.
Thanks, Nathan. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out the RPG Reanimators podcast for horror scenario reviews, interviews, gaming discussions, and more.